Hello everybody and welcome back to another tutorial. In today's tutorial, we are going to be making these lava lamp candy charms. I've been seeing these all over TikTok and I've been dying to make them, and they're actually really fun to make. Now, getting started with material, we're going to need 28 inches of a non-stretched string. So let's talk about that for a while. Personally, I use ribbon. I find for this project, I prefer the ribbon. I also use a really thick non-stretch string that's like a plastic one, and you guys always ask where I get it from, but I have no idea. I get this comment all the time, this question. I have no idea where it's from. I got it from a craft store years ago. I bought a bunch of it, and that's just what I've been using. Now, I also gave this a try with elastic stretch string, and to my surprise, it actually held up pretty well. As you can see, it doesn't hold its shape too well. It does smush in on itself, but not as much as other projects. Now, I've also had a lot of people ask, oh, when it comes to non-stretch string, can I use yarn? Can I use this? I just encourage you to give it a try. I would make sure that it's at least 1 millimeter thick at the smallest, because it holds its shape better, but I encourage everyone to try anything that they have. And worst comes to worst, if it doesn't work out, you just cut it and save the beads, right? Now, if you are using stretch string, what I would recommend is to not pull the string hard at all. I tried doing that with another one and it just completely went like this. For this specifically, if you're using stretch string, do almost no pull at all. I promise it'll hold its shape a lot better. You are also going to need 18 base beads. So that's like this black bead here. So that's like the bottom of the lamp and the top. You're gonna need 15 lava beads. So like this is gonna be the yellow, the orange, and the pink. I didn't know what else to call this, but you're gonna need 6 goop beads. Like, you know how lava lamps have that goop? That'll be like the orange here, the yellow here, and the white here, for a total of 39 pony beads. All right, let's go ahead and get started. With your string measured and cut, we are going to fold our string in half just like this. On one side of our string, it does not matter, we're going to be adding on 4 beads. On the other side of our string, we're going to add on 3 beads. Now, with 3 beads on one side, 4 beads on the other, we are going to weave our string that has the 4 beads through the 3 beads. And the way that we're going to do that, we're first going to take a look at our side that has 3 beads. My string is sticking out of this direction. So that means we're going to take our string, the one that has the 4 beads on it, and we're going to weave it through this way. So whatever side the string is sticking out of is where we're going to weave through. So I won't be weaving this way. We're going to be weaving this way. Just like that. Now, with both sides of our string sticking out, I'm going to go ahead and pinch and hold. I'm going to pull my 3 beads. I'm going to pull it all the way down. And we're going to want to make sure that this stays as even as possible on here. Now, it's okay if it's like this, but if your string is kind of this uneven, you're going to want to go back and make sure, especially if you measured. Now, I have not been able to really find a way to make these 4 beads super flat. So we're just gonna roll with it. Not a whole lot we can do. We're gonna just pull, and this is just the way it is. Now, going back, we are going to add 2 beads onto one side of our string. And from here on, it does not matter which side of the string you start on. We're only adding beads to one side. With 2 black beads added onto my string, I'm going to take the other side of my string that has no beads on it, and I'm going to weave it through these 2 beads the same way we did before. So my string is sticking out this way, so I'm going to weave through it just like this. I'm going to hold both ends and I'm going to pull. And remember, if you are using elastic string, don't pull tight. We're going to add 3 black beads to one side of our string. We're going to take the other side that has no beads on it. Again, doesn't matter which side of the string you add the beads to. I'm going to take this string and I'm going to weave it through these 3 beads the same way we have been before, and I'm going to pull. On one side of my string, I'm going to add on 4 beads. I'm going to take the other side of my string and I'm going to weave it back through these 4 beads. Remember, going in the direction that our string is sticking out of. And I'm going to pull. Now we're going to start adding our actual lava lamp part. We've completed the base. I'm going to go ahead and add on one of our lava colors, 2 of our, again, our goop colors, like our bubble colors, and 1 more of our lava colors. I'm going to take my string and I am going to weave it through those 4 beads, and I'm going to pull. On one side of my string, I'm going to add on 1 lava color, 2 of our goop colors, and 2 more of our lava colors. And I'm going to take the other side of my string and I'm going to weave it through those beads, and I'm going to pull. On one side of my string, I'm going to add 3 of my lava colors, 1 of our goop colors, and going back to 1 of our lava colors. I'm going to take the other side of my string and I'm going to weave it through those 5 beads. And I'm going to pull. On one side of my string, I'm going to add on a lava color, 1 of the goop colors. This will be the last one we add. And 2 more of our lava colors. I'm going to take my string and I'm going to weave it through those 4 beads we just added. And pull. On one side of my string, I'm going to add on 3 of my lava colors. I'm going to take the other side of my string and I'm going to weave it through those 3 colors that we just added, and I'm going to pull. We are almost done, my friends. We're now going to switch back to our base colors, and I'm going to go ahead and add on those 2 base colors. For me, I chose black, and I'm going to take my string and I'm going to weave through those 2 colors there and pull. I'm going to add on the final bead, which will just be 1 bead, and I'm going to take my string and I'm going to weave it through that 1 bead and pull. And my friends, that completes your lava lamp. Now we're going to have to go ahead and tie this off. So the way that I'm going to do that, I'm going to take one side of my string, it does not matter, and I am going to weave it underneath this 1 bead and these 2 beads. So do you see this little loop of string right here? I'm going to take my string, I'm going to weave it right through, right underneath those 2 beads. This will create a little loop and you have a tiny tail. We're going to take this tiny tail through the loop and we're going to pull. Now, we are going to take the other side of our string and we are going to weave it through the top bead here, but we're not going to pull it all the way through, because if we do that, then this is going to untie. So we want something to look like this. Now with this partially pulled through, we're going to take the 2 tails and tie them together. And once they're crisscrossed, then we'll pull the other string through. And I'm just going to tie this 1 or 2 more times. And if you are using elastic string, do not pull too tight, because then that's going to reverse all this tension and it's going to start to on itself. So there's kind of a finesse to it. We're going to try to hide this knot here. So I'm going to take my string and I am going to weave it back through these 2 beads. Sometimes it works on the top, sometimes it needs to go through the bottom. And I'm going to weave it right through. It can be a little bit tricky, so be patient. All right. I have my string sticking through and I'm going to pull. And that is going to slip the knot on the inside so we don't see it. And then we're going to take our scissors and cut off our 2 tails. And ta-da! You have your very own candy lava lamp. It's pretty easy, right? These things are so much fun to make. There's so many different designs that you can do for it and an unlimited amount of colors. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for watching. If you guys have any questions, comments, or feedback, please leave them in the comment section below. Your feedback really does help this channel grow. I'm also going to put my email up here as well. Sometimes you guys like to email me the creations you make when using my tutorials, and when I receive them, I like to put them at the end card of the video. Alrighty, my friends, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Bye-bye!